Hi and welcome back to Joe's DIY. Back with another video. This time we're going to be exploring some late 90s tech, actually. I got two items. One is going to be saved for a different video. This is just kind of showing you what it is. This is a PhotoSmart 315 HP camera. And this is a HP Photo Scanner 1000. This is sealed, never been opened. This one is something that was already open, but it was complete in the box. So I'm looking forward to doing that review in another video. But just kind of just mentioning that this was one of the first digital cameras that I have ever owned. Actually, my sister owned it, but we kind of shared it. But yeah, so it was one of the first ones that I ever owned. And I want to make a video that talks a little bit about how well this has aged as far as the quality of the picture. So I'll be going into depth with that one. But today, I'm actually going to take a look at this one, and it's going to be an unboxing. So I've never really used a device like this, but it's basically a device to scan pictures. So I'm hoping that we take a couple of pictures and scan them. And I also brought out the IBM ThinkPad. This is an i-series ThinkPad, and it's got Windows 98. So I'm looking forward to using Windows 98 with the software and also with the use of this and see how well it works. So let's go ahead and get started on the unboxing. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this packaging. It's kind of in a sort of blister pack type of packaging, very common in the late 90s and 2000s. Take a good look at the back here. Just some of the specs. So this is made for Windows 98 or Windows ME or 2000 Professional. Requires at least 32 megabytes of RAM. I think about 128 in here, so we should be fine. 150 megabyte disk space, that's fine. 2-speed CD-ROM drive. Yep, I think we should be good with this. And it is also compatible with XP, so that's kind of nice. So let's a good look at the back there. Okay, so I got my knife here, opened for the first time in God knows how long. It doesn't really have a date here. Hewlett-Packard, Palo Alto, California. So, I mean, I don't know, but I can't really speak for everyone, but my first PC was an HP. I did own a Mac before that and was never happy with the performance of a Mac, especially transitioning over to the internet and all those things. So very quickly did I realize that I needed an HP back in 1998-ish. Okay, so there is the device and the pretty good size. That's a pretty good size board there. It's kind of surprising to see. I'm gonna pull out some of the software here, and I think that's all there is in there. So put that aside, and so there's that specs card. And here's the wire, your typical printer wire from this era. You got your typical disc. And oh, there is a copyright right there, 2001. So it came out in 2001. And HP actually changed their color scheme from the what it looked like in the late 90s over to the 2000s. They used to have kind of like a bluish, purplish, or dark blue, kind of like a navy blue type of blue, and this kind of color right here. So that's interesting to see, although obviously the HP has changed their color scheme to more of a white, blue, and black. Nice manual. I mean, we got plenty of information here to get you started if you've never used this before. Obviously, you know, this is an older product, so it assumes that a lot of people were using computers for the first time, so not very common these days. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Okay, so I guess it's time to kind of look at my ThinkPad. So this is indeed an original IBM ThinkPad. It's a Pentium 3, as you can see right there. And I've gone ahead and installed all the original software in it. So let's take a look at the system properties. So it says Windows ME, which I don't understand because it should be Windows 98 second edition, which is what I have installed here. But I did download the files that go with this laptop, so you can see all the information there. So it's an IBM ThinkPad 1171 and 128 megabytes of RAM. So manufactured and supported by IBM. Yeah. So and then I also have a mouse that I'm going to use because I'm not very fond of this little thing here. I mean, although it works fine, as you can see, I'm moving it right now. Not very comfortable for me. I mean, I didn't grow up with these type of laptops at my disposal, so I'm much rather inclined to use a mouse. But it is a Lenovo mouse, so at least there's some consistency there. I'm gonna go ahead and close that out, and then we're gonna go ahead and try installing this CD here and see if we can scan some pictures here. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. Okay, there it goes. So your typical HP install, photo imaging software, photo printing software, why not? Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Some licensing agreement, yeah, there you go. All right, so we'll let this run for a bit, and then as soon as we're done, we'll hook this up and then we'll get that started. Okay, so I went ahead and connected that, and according to this, your HP photo scanner successfully connected. Place a photo down on the scanner glass and then press scan on the scanner. Okay, so we'll go ahead and try that. Unfortunately, this laptop only has two USB ports that I was able to use, and one of them is occupied by the mouse. So I just attached this to the side of the laptop, and it seems to work fine. This is kind of nice too because, as you can see, there is no power adapter needed. So this is solely powered from the laptop. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a photo real quick, and then we'll go ahead and test this out. All right, so I was able to grab a photo. This is a photo of my son when we went to the mountains a couple years ago. I'm gonna go ahead and put this face down here. Hopefully it all fits. Yeah. So kind of nice thing about this is that I can see this little piece of plastic basically holds down your picture so it doesn't slide. So that's kind of nice. And then all you got to do is put it on the corner there. So that's all set up. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell it to scan and see how well of a picture we get here. So I'm gonna press OK. Okay, so I do hear a noise. Okay, it looks like it is scanning. All right, so it did scan. It says here that it was 1200 by 8, you know. Okay. So let's have a look at the picture and see. And that is actually not bad at all. It's a pretty clear picture there. Let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, actually it's not bad at all. Very clear. So this thing does quite work well. You know, it's I mean, there was a picture that that I copied from my iPhone and into my computer into a printer or photo paper. So I don't think that's bad. I mean, pull out the original here, and you can see kind of a side-by-side comparison. You know, it's not bad. I think it even lightened it up a little bit. So I think the colors here were a little darker, but not bad at all. So let's go ahead and try a different picture. Let's have a look at that. Okay, so it kind of scanned everything that wasn't there. I'm sure there's an option here to crop it, but I mean, I have to say it's not that bad. I mean, look at that. You know, even though the colors are a little lighter, but not bad. Not bad at all. I'm sure you can. Let's see if we can use that enhance option. And a little lighter, but it's not bad. See, oh, we can definitely crop. So let's try that. Crop that. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so there, it cropped it. It's not bad. Let's see, sharpen it. Okay. Don't see much of a change. Sharpen it even 100%. Yeah, now it kind of shows all the little flaws. See if it lets you unsharpen it. Okay, so here are my final thoughts. I'm actually impressed by this almost 22-year-old product here. It worked really well. Not sure how it would work out with a modern computer, but if the results are if the results are similar to what we saw here with the old ThinkPad, it would probably be viable to use this still. Now, these days, I understand that most people use digital cameras, and not many people are printing out pictures all that often unless they really need to. But if you were scanning old pictures, this might be an option for you. And I especially like the fact that it has its own power coming out from the laptop to power it. So you don't even need a power supply. So if you were one of those people that are thinking of taking, you know, old family photo books or whatnot, and trying to get all those old pictures into digital, this would be a very nice option. I especially like the fact that it has this little plastic retainer to make sure that your pictures don't even move around. So I think that's a great option for this. And it was reasonably quick with Windows 98. I'm assuming that it'll probably be just as quick with a modern computer. So I would say that if you find this in the wild, go ahead and pick it up. And it's even nice that it has just a one button option that you could just press and it'll scan for you. So you don't even need to, you know, do it through your computer. You just press it and it scans. So that's kind of nice there. Anyways, thank you again for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. And if you see one of these picked up, pick it up. I would definitely recommend picking it up because it's a nice just little thing to have. And I'm even curious to see how well it does when I use the HP digital camera and print out some pictures and scan them on this, just to see how good of a quality we get there. So I'm looking forward to doing that. So again, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care of yourselves and have a wonderful week.